Hello everyone, my name is Simranjit Kaur. I am an MBA student. Today I am going to share my group project. Actually, it's a report on related to macroeconomics, and we are the group of three people. We chose Luxembourg country for our group project, and firstly I'm going to share the GDP and inflation. Um, Firstly, I would like to shed some light on GDP. Actually, GDP is the gross domestic production, which is a standard measure of value added through the production of goods and services within a specific period of time, and it's a it's a total amount of expenditure on goods and services. And if I'm talk about the GDP of Luxembourg, which was in 2022, it was 81.64 billion. And if I compare it with the previous year in 2019, it was declined due to the COVID-19, and in 2020 it's increased by 5.97% in 2020, and in 2021 it was increased by 15.56. This was the time due to the good economic policy, it it increased. The inflation. Actually, inflation is a rate of increase in prices over a given period of time. It's a show the overall prices or the cost of living of a country, and the inflation rate of Luxembourg decreased in February as compared to January. It was 3.5 in January, and in February it's decreased with the 3.2%. If I'm talk about the beverages and tobacco, the uh, it's also decreased from a 5.5 to 5.3%. Um, the household equipment, maintenance, health, all are decreased. Still, education, which is 1.6%, it's unchanged. The consumer prices rose 1.4%. Next is a GDP composition breakdown. Actually, the Luxembourg is a largely dependent on a banking, steel, and industrial sector. Here, B is the industrial value added in this chart, which covered the small portion, and agriculture and the service sector, that's covered the highly portion, and the final consumption expenditure was 48%, and the household final consumption was 3.3%. The next, I'm going to share the impact of COVID-19, um, which affect the economy of every country. It also affect this pandemic resulted in the recession, and it's lowered the GDP in 2020 by 3.1% and pushed the prices up of energy and food. And now in 2022, it's highly impacted by the Russia and Ukraine war. In the first half of 2022, HICP inflation rose its highest level since 1980s. We can see in this bar chart, it was a 12.5 in the July 2021, due to the good economic policies, and in July 2022 it decreased, and still it's in the negative. It's the outlook of GDP, and EIU analysis said the growth in 2024 will be driven by the slowly inflation, and it's a losing monetary from the second half, and a rebound in export growth. The real GDP growth will accelerate 2.4% in 2025. Now I'm going to share the labor force. So it has a strict labor law in place which protect the employees. The most people have a good work life and they paid well. The three sector which are highly people are worked in finance, technology, and European institution. In the November 2023, the Luxembourg ranked first in Europe for a work-life balance, and its index score was 85.26 out of 100, and which was followed by Spain and France. The people employ feel the safe and stable environment at their workplaces, and there were 41% foreigner who work 41% foreigner work in Luxembourg. Here's a employment rate. Actually, Luxembourg is a multicultural and multilingual employment workforces, and in January 2024, 508,013 employees were in Luxembourg, where 58% were the male, and 42% of female. Here in this line graph we can see, and it is increasing. It's increasing, and the 2016 were the lowest employment rate, and it's in recently it's near about 71. If I'm talking about the unemployment, it's declined to 4.58% in 2022, and the last 2 years it's a significant higher unemployment rate than the previous years, including the currently those who are not working but actively searching for work. Then here's a news where the Luxembourg so finance minister, they announced the plans for the plans for 1.9 billion euro deficit in 2024. The next is this is a percentum in a billion, which show the 1.2% shortfall between the revenue and expenses in 2025. This paragraph represent the budget 2024 and the forecast October 2023 with unchanged policy. 51% the central government of Luxembourg received 51% direct taxes and 34% indirect taxes. The cost of energy aids a civil servant salary, it was 1.2 billion euro. This is the line graph which represent the forecast October with unchanged policy and measures. The green lines represent, the red line represent the unchanged policy, and the blue line is for the budget. here we can see that the difference between the budget and the forecast is a highly increased as compared to the 2023. Then I'm going to share the interest rate and the consumer price index of Luxembourg. Actually, interest rate declined decided by the European Central Bank, because this country is one of the 20 nations Eurozones, and central bank adjusted the interest rate to boost the economy, or hiking the rate to avoid the inflation in the economy. And it's also low interest rate is a boost the economy, making the money cheap and to lead the investment. On the flip side, the high interest discourages the people to spend and borrowing, making less money in the market, and also it's a decline the inflation. Here put the news, which is ECB maintained the interest rate at 4.5%. Actually, they decided not to cut the interest rate for now. They just want to see the inflation more and more weaken. However, to prospects of cut in the interest rate are, and also they're trying to let the market to react. They just still keep it at a 4.5% yearly. So here is this line graph, which is represents still 4.5%, which it was in 2022 it was also unchanged, and from the mid of the 2022 and till the 2023 it's highly changed. To show why interest rate is still high, because the last annual inflation in Luxembourg is still rising 3.5%, and in these 3 months the 2024 the inflation was lowering, and the ECB just still want to lower the level of interest rate, and also through this they want to lower the level of inflation. And at last I just want to share there are some key factors which make the economy of Luxembourg, which are helpful for the Luxembourg growth. First is the financial service sector. As I mentioned before, that it is a highly depend upon the financial sector, and which is based on the banking and investment funds, and it's also increase the companies investment funds. And secondly, it's due to its strategic location. Actually, Luxembourg is located in the European Europe mid, so it is a highly in the ideal hub and diversified economy, while finance play a significant role, and Luxembourg's economy is diversified, and it is a headquarter of European Union. There is several EU institution in which European Court of Justice and European Investment Bank. So these are the sector. So, and the next one is a high GDP per capita. Luxembourg consistently ranks among the countries with the highest GDP per capita, and the stable political environment, and the skilled workforce, and innovation and research are the responsible for the sustainable development of Luxembourg. And the Luxembourg forces on the sustainable practices includes the green finance, renewable energy, and environmental conservations. So these efforts align with the global trends and contribute to the long-term economic stability in Luxembourg. So this all this was the presentation. Thank you.